Hey guys, how you doing? You know, sometimes in professional wrestling, what happens behind the scenes is more entertaining than what happens in the ring. For instance, Paul White wants to portray Captain Insano again before he retires. Oh, joy. I don't know, there's part of me that would love to see this. But then there's another part of me, just with everything so goofy in AEW, I don't know if I'd enjoy it as much, but I'm a huge Waterboy fan. But he says, okay, he was responding to a fan on Twitter who asked if White has any plans to write a book. He had this to say. Well, what does that have to do with Captain Insano? He goes, probably not. Well, at least not until I retire. I'm still writing chapters in my life, going to have fun with Captain Insano before I hang up the boots for good. But thank you for the inquiry. Oh, so it was just a passing pew. So yeah, okay, he really wants to do Captain Insano, who shows no mercy. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Would you be happy to see it? I was okay with it just being in the acclaimed rap video. See, they got their goofy over. They did a good job. But let's stay in AEW. Report says CM Punk and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks kept on completely different sides of the arena for AEW Forbidden Door. Ooh, so childish. Yeah, this is the first time they met backstage. Despite being backstage together for the first time since All Out, CM Punk wanting to have a sit down with the Elite, there was no reconciliation at Forbidden Door. Fightful Select reported that Kenny Omega, the Elite, were put on completely different sides of the building. Okay, you guys just go over there. I mean, many people have said it. I'm sure I'm repeating myself. You guys are ruining such a good thing. You could be making so much money. But anyway. Even Davey Meltzer got in on this. Noted ahead of Forbidden Door that there is hope discussions will happen soon, though. Yeah, right. Meltzer also reported that FDR don't have any issues with the Elite, and Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler have gone out of their way as of late to clear the air. At the extent... Oh, what's this? Okay. So, yeah, just a small report. You stay there. Let's not fight. Punk wasn't even at the scrum, was he? I don't know. I'm still deciding whether to watch it or not. But let's move away from AEW, shall we? Go to LA Knight recalls the time Paul Bear. Oh, yes! I always have to do it. Mooned someone backstage. If you don't know, I just found this out. Back in the day, Paul Bear, I forgot the name he went under. I'm such a good wrestling fan. But it wasn't Paul Bear. Percy Pringle, there it is. He managed a young Eli Drake. But LA Knight was speaking with Alistair McGeorge, is that how you say it, of Metro, and had this to say. One of the guys was doing a pre-tape promo before the show started that day, and at some point, he just pulled his whole big fat out and broke the take. I love how he termed it there. Not, he just mooned him. No, he went into detail. He was behind the camera and just mooned the guy. The whole place just broke down. But he goes on to say some nice things. I should bring this up. He was such a nice guy. Unless you got on his bad side, then he would ride your butt hard. Whenever I would call him or message him or whatever for advice, he was always very, very appreciative about it. That ended up being a 3 or 4 year working relationship. Oh, wow. See, I'm learning. I'm learning too. And then, of course, he passed. Man, yeah, you're talking about rubbing elbows with a guy who's been with everybody. You name it. He's been there. For me to be amongst that company, that was pretty wild. Yeah, aw, man, what a way to wrap it. That was a cute thing to wrap up that story. And, man, I miss Paul Bearer. Ooh, and things are getting interesting in WWE. WWE trying to figure out a way to stop Vince McMahon from making last-minute creative changes. Oh, please, stop that dastardly Vince McMahon and his mustache. But apparently... Okay, let's just read, Ryan. This is from Cultaholic. I should have said that. I should have mentioned names, but you'll see it. Whatever. People within WWE are trying to determine how they can prevent Vince McMahon from making last-minute changes to creative, according to Dave Meltzer. Of course. Oh, can you trust it? Can we trust this report? Can we? No. But yeah, he was speaking on his Observer Radio, Wrestling Observer Radio. Don't come after me. According to him, he says, logic will tell you that there are many unhappy people and Paul Levesque has to be one of them. Yeah, he has to be. These were matches that were built up with promos. They'd been built up for a week. They did angles last week and they were just taken away like nothing. What angle was taken away like... I can't... I mean, things were changed, but I didn't think drastically. It still ran pretty smooth, but it's got to be frustrating for the writers. Mm-hmm. It's got to be frustrating for Paul Levesque. Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's Vince, and you can't say anything. That's what somebody brought up to me. If you're a writer, you can't say anything to Vince. Why would you want to? But I know what he means. Even if you're Paul, you can't say anything to Vince because it's like you're effed if you say anything to Vince. Are you? I mean, we know... Okay, all I know, and I'm sure others do too, we've seen the reports, he does it remotely or he'll find a little corner, but I don't know, has he got in production that badly? I mean, you can definitely tell what is a Vince idea, or you can think of what a Vince idea is. Like when I see Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders, Vince is all I'm thinking. A little bit of Bruce, sprinkle of Dunn. So you can't, let's continue here. So you can't say anything. They're trying to figure out a way to have him not do this. Please figure it out. Just in case things get worse. One person noted to me that it would be a lot better if you did it the day before or 2 days before, but he's doing it the day of the show. Okay. Okay, so here's reports I forgot or didn't see. He'd been making last-minute changes to WWE programming since he became head of creative. I forgot that he is head of creative. Whoops. Well, strike what I said freaking earlier. Oh, man, that makes me sad. Oh, wait, and I even did a report on this whole thing. See, my memory sucks. But, man... Yeah, okay. Now that I remember all this, please find a way to get rid of him or away from creative. I've said it before, just collect your money, Vince, and go away. Dye your hair and your mustache, whatever. But I'm going to end with this because you gotta. Ex-WWE star says actor Jason Hervey, is it Hervey or Harvey, was the best sex she had ever had. And if you don't recognize this face right here, older brother Wonder Years. If you don't know what that is, you're too young. But otherwise, IMBD it. He's been around a long time. He's a producer now. Yada, yada, yada. This comes from Sportskeeda. But here, former WCW star Missy Hyatt. Ooh, I've heard things. I'm not going to say what I've heard, not only because I don't want to be demonetized, but I've just heard things. I don't want to be impolite. But okay, so this is coming from Missy Hyatt, who recalled her experience dating Hollywood star Jason Hervey. She disclosed that his voice sounded like a kid when she first talked to him on the phone. That is creepy. All right, let's go to the quote. So we had dinner, and then we talked, and then I invited him. I don't know why I'm doing this. Back to my place. I guess it goes without saying that he wound up missing his flight. Actually, he didn't leave my apartment for 4 days. Ew. We flew into New York City one afternoon and spent $8,000 in an hour at Barney's. Oh, wow. I want $8,000. Then we rushed back to the hotel room, laid out all the loot across the bed, and made love. That was probably the best I've ever had. Oh, good for you, Hervey. Rolling around on the Ferragamo shoes and Chanel purses, I was screaming so loud that people were giggling in the hotel hallway. Well, apparently not that loud. You heard people in the hallway. But what would I know about that? Wow, actually, they did it on the freaking... They did it on this... Yeah, just wasted $8,000. Unless they can return that. Oh, wow, they dated for 2 years before they split. Okay, so this is way in the past. That's an old picture. But you recognize him? Anybody? Anybody out there? So yeah, kudos to the older brother of the Wonder Years. I really should have used IMBD. If I really wanted to make that joke work, I should have IMBD'd Wonder Years. Well, anyway, let me know what you think of these fun articles I came across. Leave a comment below, like, share. Hope you've subscribed. Hope you will subscribe, please. And have a great day, guys.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?